Majumeko hi and welcome to the show. It's a Saturday and Jakakale, we celebrate women. I'm talking about women that are strong, fearless, bold, and of course powerful. So because my guest is exactly that. Power and powerful positions are often associated with men as opposed to women. But rebona changes because of the increase in gender equality. So women are out there doing amazing things in powerful positions. You're watching Women in Power and I am your host, Katlaho Ngwenya. We're going to welcome our guest as we ask a question. What does it take for a woman to be strong amongst men? Welcome to the show. Oh my God, you look so amazing.
Thank you,
Thank you so much. You may have a sit.
Thank you.
You look absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Katleho.
Wow. And what I like is that Ramesh sees, so it's a king, like this blue thing going on here. Yeah, royalty, right?
Absolutely.
That's what the color represents, royalty. So we are royal, yes, we are in royalty. Mama Ahi, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I know as a busy woman, your schedule is usually very hectic, but for you to take time and, to come and see us today, to chat to us, we really appreciate that. First of all, who is Xoli Moagi?
Okay, thank you so much for the invitation. I'm really honored and humbled. Xoli Moagi is a child of God. That's the first thing. Born in KZN, but raised in Northwest in a small mining community which was called Val Reefs by then. It's Umuzimuhle. She's married with one husband and two handsome sons.
Wow.
I'm the only rose in the family.
Wow.
Xoli Moagi is a associate pastor. Is a co-founder of Remarkable Woman SA.
My goodness.
Is a I don't know.
You know what? It's a lot.
He's a founder of NMX Construction and Mining. She's also a provincial chairperson of South African Women in Construction in this province. What else does she do? My God,
she's like she does a lot.
Yeah, she's also a chairperson of Northwest Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Yeah, she's just a busy woman. She's currently the Miss Kosh finalist.
Did you say Miss Kosh finalist?
Mrs. Because I'm married.
Finalist. Okay.
Yes.
So you do impedance as well.
Everything. Where I put my hands on, I just do.
While on that, you're mentioning so many things that are so. I'm already inspired. By the way, you mentioned that you have a company, NMX Construction
and Mining.
And mining.
Yes,
and when I started the show, I asked the question that what does it take as a woman to stay strong amongst men especially? I do believe you work with men.
Yes.
And obviously there would be challenges. I mean, we're talking about spirit. I mean, did I just say spiritual? We are talking about cultural stereotypes. Yes. So can you tell us how you do this thing?
Okay. How do I juggle in the men world? It's not easy, I might say, because when you come out there on site, people expect a man, a muscular person, and I think it's because of the culture stereotype, like you've just mentioned.
I mean, some men were raised to believe that as a man, you're not supposed to take leadership or be led by a woman.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we're struggling with in the industry. I specialize a lot in marketing and networking. But because the company is mine, I need to know what is happening in the industry.
Exactly.
So at some point, I'll find myself having to give orders to the employees. And the fact that, you are a woman, regardless of how you're wearing, because I'm fortunate, I was exposed to both the office work and the site work, you work differently. I was exposed to working with men in the office and with men in this industry of men.
Wow.
And when you go there, you're dirty. You must go down to the mud.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
mortar
You must
and
be
brick.
hands-on. Yes.
Brick and mortar, actually. Brick and mortar.
Wow.
That's my thing.
Wow.
And you don't wear your high heels. You don't wear your suits. You wear the PPE. You wear the overall. You are totally different.
Different. Yes.
Yes. But what is nice about it, it helps you, you grow. It strengthens that man side of you, because as a believer, I believe that when God created, I'll always refer, I'm sorry.
Yes. No,
Yeah,
it's okay.
because that's
Definitely.
me.
Yes. Yes.
God created, when he created man with the female inside. So
Right.
now, you do have both. I'm not saying we are.
In other words, you're saying as women, we've got like a double portion.
Exactly.
You know,
even men, it's just that the culture is suppressed that.
I hear you.
The
I hear
men
you.
do have the emotional side, but
Yeah.
unfortunately the culture, you know, taught them that you must suppress that side, and it's killing them at the same time. But yes, you go out there, you find that even the safety clothing, they are not meant for women. You wear an overall, and you know, when you have to go to the bathroom as a woman, just to pingy, it's a hell of a work.
It's a lot of work.
Because now you must take off from up. So you need people who will design for women, because I think the industries, both mining and construction, they were not really ready for us to come in. You go on site, there are no proper toilets for women.
My goodness. So these are just some of the challenges that you face on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Because we need to go to an ad break right now.
Okay.
But what I noted from you, what I got from you was you had to start somewhere.
Yes.
You had to start
Yes.
small in order to be where you are
Yes.
today, which is something that I
Yes.
think most of us are failing
Yes.
to do most of the time. So we're going to get to know Oscoli more when we come back right after this.
I think so.
All right.
Because growing up very tough, it makes you a person who doesn't settle for less. You know, who pushes until you get what you want. So when I finished my tertiary, and then I decided I'm gonna look for a job like any other young person, you know.
Yeah.
And I applied and applied. By that time, you were not aware of how things work in all the industries, that you must know someone for you to get something. Then you apply, then every time is rejection. By that time, I was staying in Rustenburg. I got married when I was 22.
My goodness.
And I came back this side, or we stay in Rustenburg. Then I decided, you know what, I'm going to volunteer. Then I came this side in Flagstop. I started applying, there were rejections. Then I decided, you know what, let me just get someone who can help me just to volunteer and do something.
Okay, so by volunteering, what did you do exactly?
What led me to be where I am, I went to the Department of Labor. By then it was at the building, labor. You know that big building,
Yes,
court, yes.
Yes, all right.
I went there.
The West End building, right?
No, not
Is
the
that-
West End.
which
Some
one
Fort Truck or something, but anyway.
All right, you're naive.
Yes, we went there, and I approached the lady who was the director, and then I asked for that, and they said, okay, I'll come back to you after I spoke to my boss. Then I went to the office. They called it Parliamentary Constituency Office. It used to be on top of Truworths. I don't know where it is now.
All right.
And then there was a member of parliament that I knew. He knew my family. And I approached him. He said, you know what, we don't have an administrator in the office, but we don't have money. I said, no problem. Then I started working there.
As
I
a
was
volunteer?
As a volunteer.
All right.
You know, when it's knock-off time, people will take their cars and go shopping, and you'll just be taking your bag and going back home. but you are content because that's what you wanted.
Okay.
And I continued working there. Then I was exposed to the politicians around here. Then they saw my work, they were excited, and then I started cleaning up the office. The office was full of men, and you know where there is men, you know, some of the things they don't think like us. So you will be sitting, the window is so dirty, the poo, the beds and what. I will take off the stilettos and clean, and they will be laughing at me, Collie, you will fall down. Go through. I said, it's okay, I cannot sit in the place like this. Then it went on, then I was exposed to these people, and after that, I worked until I got a position of the personal assistant of the executive mayor.
Right, Joey, welcome back to Women in Power. I'm your host, Katlego Ngwenya, and remember to like our Facebook page, Women in Power. And I'm still with our phenomenal woman, powerful woman, Xoli Moagi. We were talking before the ad break about your journey, how you started and stuff, but I want to ask you a question. Was it always busy? Has it always been easy?
Not at all. It was like a yo-yo, you know. Sometimes it's good, yeah, the money is flowing. Sometimes, yeah, it's tough. You don't get projects. I registered my company after I've worked with 3 executive mayors in this municipality. I started my connection, my network.
Okay.
And then I left the municipality in 2011. Then I activated my company, which was registered in 2008. I started with subcontracting from other developers.
Okay.
And I also got the big project, if I may say, big project in terms of the employees, when they were building Matlosana Mall.
Wow.
That was one of the projects that I can say I learned a lot from it. When we started that project, it was still clean. I don't know whether you know that area, like stop.
Yeah, that side, yes.
That time there was nothing. And then they called me. But what helped me again is the connection that I had when I was in the office of the executive mayor.
Yes,
I
your
just
previous
called,
experiences.
yes, because they knew me. And they gave me that opportunity. I started with 2 employees, then I ended up with 125.
My God.
It was a challenging.
My God.
It was a learning process. I finished, yeah, the project was awesome. I had a lot of young people. I had women. I had even older men who are still looking for jobs, you know. But I had a mixture of employees. But sometimes, yeah, like the instructions, like I said, and when they get their salaries, they don't come to work, or sometimes they come barely drunk. Then
And you have to deal with that.
Yes, I'll just fire. Then I'll end up go CCMA. Yeah, but yeah, it was a very, very challenging project for me, like to manage people by Lohore. They are 125. And I got my first project with the Department of Human Settlement after that, which was a lot of money then. And I completed it, which led me to getting a certificate on an award of being the best women contractor in the province.
My goodness.
Yeah, the place was in a very difficult, rocky, dolomitic village, but here in the northwest. But I completed the project in record time because I always believe whatever I touch, it must succeed.
It must turn into gold.
Yes.
You are indeed an amazing woman.
Yes.
But then when we were offline, you mentioned something that you've reached your rock bottom as well. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, I did. There was a time when there were no projects at all. And it was not easy You know, you will knock with all the experience and the networking that I have. It was not easy.
All doors were closed.
I will sit with the highest men in this country. But nje, I was like, God, what are you saying? What is this? Why do you open? Because as a spiritual person,
Yeah.
you know, you always believe, hey, I cannot just get this invitation in J.
For Mahala, and something
And
must
then you
happen.
put me in these high people in the
Yes.
same table for, maybe you are preparing, you can see, you know, my situation.
Yeah.
And then and that thing will happen. You will cry, you will do it. But I believe that it was a season for me. I lost the car. I lost the cars,
My
not only a car.
goodness. My goodness.
And it was tough. I remember my son was in matric
Yeah.
at some point, and you'll say, but God, why are you putting me through this while my son is in matric? Why can't you? Why can't
You know what
you
you're
have
saying is
mercy?
it's very important, because someone out there is watching and they're like, I'm going through the same thing. I had it all and I lost everything.
Yes.
How do we help that kind of a person, Mamu Akhe Khore? How do you come out of that situation? What is it that you're supposed to do in that process that we can call maybe preparation process?
In that process, you need to be patient. You need to trust God. That's what kept me. I've got a very a husband who's got, I don't know how big the faith is, but his faith, you know, when the Bible says you must have a faith as small as the mustard seed.
My God.
I've got that kind of a husband. I call him, he is the winged beneath my wings. That's what I normally say to him. But what I will say to you, it's a season. Every season comes and goes. That is why you have 4 seasons in a year.
Come on now.
The summer is coming for you. Just hold on there, because God didn't create you for you to suffer.
Come on
But
now.
God created you to prosper. Just hold on there. This season will pass. It did happen to me. Today I'm smiling, but yesterday I was not. Weeping may come for a night, but joy
Comes in the
the
morning.
morning.
Definitely, my goodness, that is just inspiring words, right? I believe if you're watching at home right now, you are encouraged, because sometimes we lose ourselves in the process. Sometimes we even forget about God.
Yes.
But one thing I heard from you right now that you mentioned is, in the midst of it all, you need to trust God
Yes.
and have faith.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
wow. Faith is a substance of things not yet seen, but the things that are yet to come. So we are coming back right after this. Keep watching. You've just joined us. Welcome. Re nale me Xoli Moagi mo tsatsing la gompieno right here in Women in Power, and I'm your host Katlego Ngwenya. We were talking earlier on. You mentioned, Moagi, that you're a mother, you're a wife, you are. I mean, come on, being a mother alone is not easy. Being a wife alone, it's not easy. So how do you, all the three, like being a businesswoman and having to take care of the family as well, how do you navigate between that?
Okay, thank you for the question. I believe that understanding your assignment as a woman
Okay.
will always help you to always balance the two. You know, there's this saying that women or men determine the seed, but women determine the quality.
Okay.
So for you to
Okay.
determine the quality,
We're learning.
You
Wow.
you must understand your assignment as a woman. I've got 2 sons, and they're both teenagers. And you can imagine how hectic that could be. At the same time, I must run a profitable business. So for me, I prioritize.
Okay.
Yes, I know when I have to do my duties at home as a mother. There are different ways. We're also having these things, you know.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that helps us if you can't reach to your children the way you want to. You use your cell phone, when you have time, you make sure that it's quality time with them.
Okay.
You spend nice dinner with them. You take them, I normally date them.
Okay.
My kids are more of their father's character. They don't open up. Maybe it's because of their men. You know, boys, they don't speak a lot like us. So what I do, I have a way how to make sure that, you know, I help them to speak.
Yeah, to
Yes,
open up
to
and
open
stuff.
up. Yeah. So yeah, the challenges. I mean, there is a lot of social media influence. They want to try everything. They want to be independent. You know, you're still saying, this is my baby. He feels like, you know what, I need my space. So you need to learn as well to say, oh, okay, fine. Let me give them the space that they want. You know, sometimes they say, oh God, but why did you give me the boys, you know? Now I'm tired, I must come back and cook. Because they'll be calling, Mommy, what are you going to eat? Guys, I'm from work, I'm tired, I'm from site. Because, you know, when you go there, you are wearing the safety boots.
My goodness, they're
You
heavy.
yes.
Wow.
Yes, now you are coming back, you must take them off, get the slippers, then you cook. So,
Be in the kitchen.
yeah, but that's the beauty of life at the end of the day, because that's what you have chosen to do. And I make sure that I affirm them. Yeah, whatever time that I get, I make sure that I really make the quality
it,
and
yes.
maximize it, yes.
But then doesn't it get like confusing sometimes? You get home and then you want to act like a boss lady, just like you do at work. Where's the balance?
No, fortunately not. Fortunately not, because yeah, maybe sometimes it does happen, because there was a time when I stayed with only the boys. My husband was working outside, and I stayed with them for 7 years. So when he came back, I was like, I'm the boss here.
Okay.
Because if the globe is finished,
You were
I'll
used to
take the
fixing it.
step ladder as tall as I am. I'll take the step ladder and fix it. And then when he comes back, I'm like, okay, let me give my hubby a space to do that. And then I'll do it. I'll just take the step ladder and fix. And then like he will feel like, now I'm on his space.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, there are certain things that you used to do when we are alone, because we were both male and female. And now you find that talking to boys, certain things when they grow up, it was not easy, because I'm a woman. When you talk about women like puberty, or, you know, when you grow up, then I'll understand better. But when you talk to boys, it needs
it's
at him.
different, exactly.
Yes. Now you must move a little bit. But when he's slow, I'm like, I will Google and,
You want to help.
and check how, you know, how do I
Yeah.
convey this in a nice way. Yeah,
All
things
right.
like that.
So basically, you are a hands-on mom. You're not just
Yes.
you don't just go to work, come back, and just
No,
mind
no,
your
no, no,
business.
no,
You
no,
are hands-on. All right, we're learning, and I've heard a lot of men complain that no, women in power, they misuse the power even at home. But you can tell that this woman right here, she's powerful, but she can still go at home and cook for the family. All right, you are watching Women in Power, and we'll be back right after the break. You don't want to miss this, so do come back with us. Welcome back to Women in Power. Remember to like our Facebook page as Women in Power. Let us talk as women. You know, someone once taught me that girls compete, but women empower each other. So that platform, let us just use it to empower each other as women. I'm still joined by the powerful, phenomenal woman. I'm talking about Meqoli Moagi. We were talking earlier on, but I want to understand, where do you draw your strength?
Like I said, I draw my strength from God, and I believe that the tough journey that I had when I grew up, that's when I started having a strong relationship with Him. You know, not staying with your dad until you get married, and the first time you see your father, it makes you to be strong, because no any other father you ever had except God. And The other thing is that I've got a very strong husband who, like I said earlier on, who believes so much, and he always inspired me, you know, whenever we go through tough time, or myself being down, because, you know, I'm an emotional being, I'm a woman.
Yes.
And he will always say, you know what, you are in an industry of men, you better step up, because emotions don't work in this industry.
My goodness.
And yeah, he will help me to stand on my feet. That's the one closest person that has really, really helped me.
So you, together with your husband, worked as a team, and you
Yes.
feel that that's where you draw your strength.
That's where I draw my strength.
And
yes.
you mentioned God as well.
Yes, absolutely.
While on that, I understand that you're also a pastor.
Yes, I'm also a pastor.
Please tell us quickly about that.
Yes, I'm running a children's ministry at Abundant Life, Outreach International. It's mixed with the young people. I was telling them like last Sunday that, you know, I was teaching them about eat masapo chicken, but the rib you cannot. Otlali momona until olisi. Understand? So then we are strong as women. That's how we're created.
My goodness.
We are very strong. That is why they chose the strongest bone in the body. Yeah. So it makes me, you know, understand how important and valuable I am. Hence I was saying, once you understand who you are, you won't be shaken. Once you understand with the faults that you might have, because there's nobody who's perfect, Katlego. You might be perfect physically,
Yeah.
but inside there must be something. There
We've got
might
our
be
own
something.
flaws. Yes, we've got our
So
own flaws.
everyone has a flaw. Don't focus on the flaw. Focus on your assignment and your purpose. When you go through the season, know that it's just a season. It's just gonna pass. Because in each and every season, there is a fruit of that particular season, like I said.
Wow,
Yes.
wow, wow. So, you know what, as women, we get caught up in a lot of things.
Yes.
The next thing, you're married, you have kids, and there's just so much to do. And my question is, maybe someone is watching out there and is like, okay, I'm already 35, or I'm already approaching 40, I'm 50. Is it late for a woman to do something about their lives at that time, or what's your advice on that? Considering as well that Mekoli got married at a very early age, but you still made it. So could you please advise us on that?
What I can say to younger women or older women, never give up on your dreams. You know, Barry, you must conceive your dream and believe in it. As long as also do made go on, it's not your dream.
Okay.
Because God is looking at that.
Okay.
Once you say, this is my dream, I believe in, it doesn't matter what happened. Like I mentioned earlier on, I started to volunteer, but I believe that I'm going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So believe, think about it. Sleep, imagine, because sometimes our imaginations are dead. Imagine yourself being that particular person. Imagine yourself doing whatever that you dream to be.
Yeah.
Don't allow the social media to put a pressure on you. Believe in yourself. Be who God has created you to be. But let